What's up, everybody? This is Before You Weekend, another insert on this podcast. I hope you subscribed and I hope you liking and commenting as per usual. We have two criminals with us. It is Ellen, yes, criminals, and we have DJ Fae Fae.
Criminals? Why are we criminals?
I mean, South Africa right now is a crime.
I mean, living here, yes.
When last did you pay your tax?
A soul, a man's soul.
What do you mean? I pay my tax every month.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Do you pay a tax?
I steal men's souls. That's about all that I'm
Hectic.
So.
Okay, so you guys know what this podcast is about. It's the weekly catch up before the week actually ends, and the most funniest thing to me that stood out this week was that trending lady in America who spoke about giving women margaritas. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen that video?
Which one?
There's a video making rounds right now with a white woman talking to some students in some college. Okay. Basically encouraging, I guess she's encouraging women to not drink, or guys, don't go for women who drink. Because
you buy her one margarita, she will spread her legs. If you buy her two margaritas, she will pounce right on your penis. After 3 margaritas, she will grab your penis and put it in her mouth. 4 margaritas. 3, 4. She will grab your penis and ram it right up her anus.
What happens after
2, 3, 4, 5. She will strap it on and peg you.
she says, if you give her one margarita, she'll spread her legs.
Oh wow.
Oh.
If you give her 2 margaritas, and she keeps going, and she doesn't realize the students are pumping her. They're not.
Yeah.
Someone of those. This is good, wholesome.
Yeah.
Inspiration right here. They're all like trolling her. And I think it's funny because once again in 2023, we having this conversation again about teaching men what to do or not do. Sorry, teaching women what to do or not do, but men aren't being told what to do or not do.
This was a woman telling the students. I
Male
mean,
students.
I feel like as women, we all raised in different environments. And like, I don't know about you, but I feel like growing up with my mom around for my my older developmental years helped me figure out what kind of a woman I want to be in society. Mm-hmm. So her comment is based off of the way she was raised and whatever beliefs she has, but it's not the same for everyone. You can give me 3 margaritas for a bottle of Don Julio, a bottle of Azul. I'll probably throw up, but I doubt after that it guarantees you, Jorge, I'm going to open my legs. No, it's not. We're not the same. I mean, alcohol tolerance is all different, but no. It's about how I feel like it's about how you as a young lady were raised and what kind of morals the women around you when you were growing up instilled in you. That will determine whether that first margarita is gonna. And also some hands just wanna. Can I swear?
Yeah.
They just wanna fuck. So if a hand just wants to fuck after that, she didn't even need you to buy her a fucking cocktail. Like, you didn't have to buy me a cocktail.
Please advise the men.
I was gonna fuck you anyway. Hey?
The decision was made
a long time ago.
Like a long time ago. We already said bet.
Do you think men know that?
Can we have a shot? We need to pour you a shot like this.
I had mine already. But I opened that bottle.
Okay.
By the way, if you're drinking with us while you're watching this, please don't let your boss see, and don't. We're not part of your excuse. But you had a point. Continue.
Yeah, definitely. And men get shocked when we say that we already knew like way before when, if we were going to sleep with you or not. So it doesn't need one drink. It doesn't need a whole 6-pack. It doesn't need anything. So she definitely went about it the wrong way. I mean, if they told her, then definitely she deserved it. She went about it the wrong way. For
you as a mother, you got 2 kids. You got a daughter and a son. Did you have to do that whole training your son how to treat women? Like,
I have a child too.
I didn't know that.
And I train my son on a regular basis how to treat women. Sometimes he's so rude. He's at a very rude age right now. But like, it's important for him to understand. And now he's being raised in two separate households. So what he learns that side is not the same as what I'm teaching him here. And on top of that, sometimes it goes to my parents who have their own place and they're pastors. So with them, it's like church. And with me, it's like my mom is a DJ and she's a little bit lenient, but like she's got the strictness from her parents.
How old
You know
your
what I
son?
mean? He's 7.
Okay.
He's 7, yeah.
And you?
It's almost the same. It's almost the same thing. 3 households, so it's between myself, their dad, and the grandparents. And I was actually just talking to my ex last weekend about languages and how it doesn't stop as soon as the child can speak, full sentences. What you teach them grows into their later years. So your love language, as people know it, doesn't just end there. It also has to do with what you see every single day. So for me, it's every single day. I will tell my son what's right and what's wrong. If my daughter wants to wear like short shorts, which she doesn't, but if she wants to wear the short shorts, then I tell her that as a woman, like, do you, babes? If you look at yourself in the mirror and you're comfortable.
How old is she?
She's 20.
Oh,
So she's fine. Okay. But still, like, I put it on and I'm like, okay, where am I going? There's always that, secondary thought at the back that, okay, I can't wear this if I'm going to X place because men might not be able to handle it. It's not even us. It's not us saying I'm going to get, sloshed and then I won't be able to say no. It's about the men who can't handle themselves. And their parents aren't teaching them. Their brothers aren't teaching them. Because, for example, the minute my ex's friends knew that I was having a son, they were like, no, we're going to, teach him how the streets are and everything. I'm like, I don't want you anywhere near my child because you guys, I don't want him to end up like you. I don't want him.
Did you say that?
I did. Because I don't want him treating women the way you treat your women. We see that. Even as women, we see that. And I don't want him treating women the way I was treated, the way my friends are treated. Please understand, I'm not saying men should not teach their sons. We definitely need them. As women, single women, whatever, it doesn't matter. You need a fatherly figure to bring your daughters and sons up. Because there's only things that a father can teach, there's only things that a mother can teach. So we definitely need the men, but they need to change the way they speak to their children, definitely. Margaritas, no.
What's the conversation for the both of you guys who are parents? What's the conversation you're not looking forward to having with your son, or the topic you're not looking forward to?
Him realizing that most cons that he's gonna meet are hoes. No, for real. Like, that is like such a reality that a lot of guys don't like want to understand. There's a certain batch of women and there's a batch of women. Like, there's 2 types of women, actually. There's the one who got the margarita on a regular basis and that's just her life. And then there's the one who maybe she'll slip up or maybe she'll decide that one time, but that doesn't mean that that's who she is. You know what I mean? There's good girls and bad girls, but like, they are hoes. That conversation of like, when my son comes to me and he's sad, his ex-girlfriend, his now ex-girlfriend, like, cheated on him with his best friend, and now him and his best friend can't be boys anymore. Like, to have him understand that reality, like, she's a hoe, son.
Is that the story you have in your head? Like, oh, his best friend is going to screw him over?
No, because it's just like, for me, it's that thing of, it's a reality. Most men become so disappointed when a woman, like, deceives them, like the ultimate deception, and like some guys really can't recover from that. So I need my son to be able to understand, like, a woman will disappoint you, because I know I've been disappointed by men, you know what I mean? So that doesn't excuse him or exempt him just because he's a man. No, like, there will be that one hand who will come and try to unalive you with the way she, treated you, but you must just be able to dust yourself up and like move on. So I think that one is just like helping him understand that. I'd hate to have it happen to him and then I'd be like, oh, son.
Guys, just for the record, it's DJ Fae Fae who said women out there are hoes.
No, I never said women out there are hoes. I said the conversation that I don't look forward to having with my son is that one where his heart is broken and I have to help him understand, there are some women out there that are just hoes and you must just accept it for what it is.
It's a necessary
like
evil,
we
though.
Women have to accept there are guys that are just players. Like, period. This guy cannot be faithful to one woman. He is incapable. So there are girls like that out there.
But heartbreak's like a necessary evil. I feel like every kid has to kind of go through that and go through it young, like before you like turn 20 and you still have no concept of how relationships work.
So that you're done with it, or what? Like
Yeah,
some
you
sort
have to
of
go through it like once.
initiation ritual.
Yeah, I don't
kind
want
of
to say
thing.
initiation or ritual,
What's
but
that
I mean,
like?
if you don't know what heartbreak is, will you actually know how to appreciate what you got?
I mean, I don't know. I personally feel like I would have preferred to not have my heart broken at that tender age that I was, because I would have preferred to just focus on me loving myself. Like right now, I realize with our generation, we're doing like a reverse work now, because it's like we got into these relationships because we didn't understand how to be loved. We were chasing after this love, and then it disappointed us somewhere there. And then now it's like you're 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and now you're like really healing from the bullshit that you put yourself through in your 20s, when you could have just been that person who was focused on the career, got their money, you know what I mean? Things like that. Like, I feel like as a black person, we need black people, black youth, we need to have that conversation to say, guys, it's okay to not chase mjolo. Like, yes, your friends in high school want to date and whatever. That's okay. That's on. I was that girl who, in high school, I didn't really care too much about dating. And when I got to university, same thing. But then when I really got into a relationship, because of the way I was raised, it was like, you have to go the marriage route. And then I ended up married, I ended up divorced. And then it was just like, guys, none of this needed to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I could have just focused on learning how to love myself. And then once I understood, you know, the in-depth, like, I feel like there are people that love differently, obviously. But personally, for myself, I feel like I will teach my son that too. Like, focus on yourself, focus on your career, develop yourself as a young man, learn how to cook, learn how to take care of yourself. Because you, as a guy, the moment you become well-groomed, well-spoken, well-educated, your like pool of women, of dating women, it becomes like at another level. And that's what you want as a gent. Like, you want to be able to pick from a very nice pool of women, so that not as your mom, I can also be able to say, yeah, you know, I can trust this woman to be able to take care of my son, take care of my grandkids, and carry on the legacy. That's how we need to be thinking as like black people, period.
Is there a conversation you're not looking forward to having, or a topic?
I say this every week. Like, I'm not the best parent to ask that question, because I've already had like really tough conversations with my kids, because I'm so afraid of what they're exposed to on social media, amongst their peers, all of that. So I have, you know, had conversations according to their level of understanding, obviously. But I've had conversation about sex. Like, the time that I thought I was doing the God's work, you know, God's work with having the sex conversation with my daughter was like, I know.
How old was she when you did that?
She was like 12. She was like, I know.
Is that the response you want to hear?
That's not the response I want to hear.
I
Like,
know.
I want
I've been
you to
busy.
have, I don't know, some sort of reverence, some sort of fear, nyana, not like, I know. I was like, okay.
Are you not even afraid of
do
me?
you know? And then she's like, no, I know. Like, and then she told me exactly what was in school. If she had any questions, she's like, no, I'm cool. I'm like, okay, let me just leave it a little bit. You can't really push, you know, too hard.
Yeah.
Because kids also, they just don't hear what you're trying to tell them.
Yeah.
So I waited a little bit. And as they get older, we have like different conversations at different stages. So last week I mentioned how with one of the hectic shows that everybody has a crush on, I think it's Adulting, like my daughter and I that watch it, and then there's a sex scene and it's right there. So then she knows that I'm open, you know, pardon the pun, but I'm open to any questions or any conversation around that scene, you know.
So you would watch the sex scene with your daughter?
We watched together.
Okay.
Like that, the wife, all of that stuff. I mean, on the inside, I'm
You're
like
cringing.
You know, if my mama was here, she'd be so disappointed. But it's the only way to get through to kids. I wouldn't allow my son, who's 13, to watch it, obviously. But I think my daughter's at a good age. And you can tell when your kids have like a good head on their shoulders. And I believe she does. So now she's at the college age and all of that. So there's different kinds of influences that come. But I think she knows that if anything, she can come to me first before she goes to her friends. So
That's
cool.
interesting, actually, because my son is 7, and we obviously don't have the talk about sex.
Yeah.
But I've had the birds and the bees conversation in the sense of explaining pregnancy, because he was around when my older sister was pregnant, and you have to kind of like explain the baby, in a very child-friendly kind of way. But my son has watched, what's the show? Red light, green light. What's it called again, guys?
Anyway.
On Netflix.
Oh, that one.
Squid Games, right? He's 7.
Okay.
My kid has watched Squid Games. I didn't watch Squid Games with him. I know he watched it when he was at his dad's house, because he's got cousins that are older than him that he hangs out with, right? He's watched Wednesday. My 6-year-old has watched Wednesday. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, and now we're fighting because he wants TikTok, And it's like, he's got a phone. His dad got him a phone. And now it's like, when he's got the phone and he's busy laughing in the room, and I go in there and I check. He's laughing at something he's watching on TikTok. I delete TikTok because personally it's like I didn't agree for him to have TikTok. And I've obviously had the conversation with his dad, and his dad has a different view. You know what I mean? So I always take it back to what I was exposed to. For me, it's like my mom and my dad are very religious, and the sex conversation normally we heard it from our parents. My mom says she had like the sex conversation with us. I can't remember it really, but I do know, like, I grew up in one of those environments where it was frowned upon, where your cousins were getting married, having kids out of wedlock. Like, that was like, oh my gosh, this person is dying. It's like, we're thinking World War III is about to happen because Sabanbani is pregnant. You know what I mean? Or like situations where, because she's a pastor, she will go and preach and we're in the crowd, and then she'll start talking about like, hey, women, you must pray for your husband. Wow. And it's almost like in the church aspect, and in that, don't have a child like outside of marriage and whatever, So that, and also with me, the first time I understood what sex was, some nigga I went to primary school with, I think I was in grade 3, he showed me porn at school. When I got I remember my dad bought me a brand new phone. I don't think my parents know the story. My dad bought me a Motorola C260, I think. It had Opera Mini and stuff. That guy was like, let me show you something. Let me show you how to use the internet properly. Because like in school, we've got computers and stuff like that, like back then. And then like, I have my phone, it's color screen, I'm excited, it takes pictures. And this guy was just like, girl, let me show you what this phone can do. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he shows me porn right there and then. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, a penis looks like that from a white person? And like, I was shocked. You know what I mean? So I was what? In grade 3, I was, how old? Grade 9. Yeah, 9. Because 7, 8, 9. I'm 9 years old. I've got a phone. And this boy at school is the one that's showing me what porn is. You know what I mean? And for me, it was just like, damn, how do I become ignorant at the age that I am, and I have a kid who's a boy, and think if he's watched Squid Games and he's watched Wednesday, you're telling me that he's never actually come across then on YouTube, because I don't want him to be on YouTube, but he loves being on adult YouTube. So there's YouTube Kids and then there's adult YouTube. Yeah. With the adult YouTube, there's this show that he likes, Sunny and Melon. It's like, those metaverse shows where like somebody's running on like a thing and then this guy is chilling in the box and he's just talking with like headphones. He's like, like he likes that type of stuff, right? Gaming kind of videos. Yeah. But he can't watch them on YouTube Kids. They're not available. They're on adult YouTube. But then what happens on adult YouTube? There's ads. There's all kinds of ads. And now my 7-year-old is now watching these ads. He skipped. Some ads are longer than others. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just that thing. Like, I don't know if I must wait till he's 16 to have the sex talk, because I know what I experienced. I shouldn't be ignorant as a parent. I haven't had the full one with him, but I know when he's seen pop-ups of the internet and there's girls with big boobs and whatever, and he goes, oh my gosh, and I'm just like, can you see her nipples? Can you see her private parts? And then he's like, no. I'm like, you're going to go to the beach, son, and you're going to see women dressed like that. I don't need you to behave. I don't want you to act like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just be able to understand, that's not how it's supposed to be, but some people do it anyway. So I don't know, like you're a brave one because you've got 2 separate gaps, but like, and you've experienced it twice. But for me, I haven't gotten there, and I feel like it's just important for us to understand, like, don't be naive to think your child is 12 years old and doesn't know what sex is. Like, bro, we get exposed to the stuff at school, and it's a reality.
This is like a whole Father's Day conversation that should have dropped on Father's Day. My word. Speaking of which, there's a man that also went viral for. He stopped his friend from talking to other women, his newly married friend from talking to other women in the club.
Oh, I saw that one. And he was like, I went to your wedding, bro. I spent money to... I mean, I hear his chat. I hear his chat.
Okay, I think to some degree, it's cool to see a friend do that. But the thing is, with friends, you've seen the good, the bad, the ugly for years. There's things you've tolerated for years. Out of nowhere, now that he's married, he's got a conscience.
I feel like he's a good friend.
I
friend.
agree. Excellent friend. But I don't. When do you suddenly shift and go, you know what? Now that you're married, we're going to keep on the straight and narrow?
Because you're married.
Because
I get it. You
married.
want us to take you seriously when you want us to take your marriage seriously. And maybe your friend is one of those gents that takes marriage seriously. And maybe after that guy went and was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be friends with people like this who actually want to cheat on their partners. Because, like, you are the people that you hang around, period. We can't fucking beat around the bush about that shit right there. So,
do girls call each other out like that? Is that a norm?
I feel like it depends. It really depends. I'm a single girl. If my friend wants to fuck a married nigga and she wants to have another boyfriend, and I cannot judge her because she's a single girl, she can do whatever's her body. But now if we're married, and now it's like, I respect the union of marriage. And when you as my married friend, you out here fucking niggas that like, and I'm just like, girl, and now I know your kids, I know your husband is a good person, then it's like, no, babe, like, if you're gonna do that, you need to do that shit away from me. Because I don't want... Because one thing is going to happen is I'm going to see that shit and I'm going to be looking out for your partner because I feel like you're a fucked up person. Because it's like, babe, if you're not happy in this marriage, just leave type of thing. That's my opinion, you know? Like, if you're not happy in a relationship, leave. If the person is cheating on you, you feel like it's a deal breaker, the deal has been fucking broken.
Okay, but then now to you guys' point, when was the last time your friends called you out for anything? And your friends? Like, how often do your friends call you out is what I'm trying to get to.
All the time.
Oh, really?
Like, all the time. It's on the spot kind of thing, you know. And it doesn't matter what it's about. It can be about finances, about men, about getting sloppy, perhaps if you guys are out and you're drinking and stuff like that. Like, it's an immediate thing, which I really appreciate because then you know who's for you. Somebody that's going to hold on to it, and then when you guys are having a fight 5 years down the line, like, remember the time when you got all messy? No. Like, I need it to be immediate. Luckily for us, we don't have... I've got a very small circle as well, which is the way that I like it. And we are loyal people all the time. So I think we're safe there. But definitely, I don't want anybody... Everybody knows that if I'm for you, I'm for your partner as well. Don't mess around. The gent is also going to know that do not allow Ellen to catch you wherever. Because then you're in shit, you know. My girlfriend as well. There's no bros over hoes kind of thing. If you're doing wrong, like, I'll call you out there and then, like, let's not... we can do it. I mean, if you're not happy, leave. You know, there's no need to embarrass your partner in a public space. Also, what does it say about the friends that you're around? You know, so if we allow you to do whatever nonsense you're getting up to, what does it say about me? That means we all, you know,
do the same thing. Birds of the same feather flock together. Period.
I'll not hang with you.
Yeah,
it's that simple. I will seriously not hang with you anymore if that's how you're going to act.
I feel like my friends call me out like. I don't have that many like close friends, and I'm speaking about my intimate circle. And I always have this conversation with some of my other friends who will let you get away with certain things. And I always reiterate to them to say, if it's something I would call you out on, you need to call me out on it. Yeah. Like if you don't like the fact that whatever it is, you know, please keep the same energy with me because I want a friendship where we reciprocate. Because if I'm telling you as a friend, I don't like it when you shout at me in front of people, right? And you keep on shouting at me in front of people, then you don't understand how that makes me feel as a friend, and we shouldn't actually be friends. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't like you being disrespectful when I'm busy with something else, like, hey, bro, like, can we communicate this to each other? Maybe not in front of people and out loud in a robust way, but like calling each other out. I want you to call me out for things that I know I would call you out for, because I know for a fact that's something that I don't tolerate, and I would like you as my friend to be the same. If aratwane, then we need to reassess this friendship.
And with respect, right?
Respectfully.
With respect. There's this thing that's going around where they say, can we talk about how we forgive our men faster than we forgive our girlfriends?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because the betrayal with the girlfriends is so much deeper. They know so much more than what your man knows about you.
Yeah.
Remember, with your girlfriend, you are out there like for me personally, I feel like if I had a girlfriend, the kind of friends that I have, if I start my period now and you're my girlfriend, you make sure I'm going to get a tampon. You're going to make sure I'm getting painkillers, because you know for a fact that I'm going to have period pains. Organize a hot water bottle for me or something. And if I'm wearing a thong and I don't have a panty and I prefer pads, you're going to go organize a fresh panty for me with a pad, because that's how deep it is.
Yeah.
Gents, sometimes men are not even, some women don't even want their men to know that they go on periods, and it's different. I feel like it's just deeper betrayal. Like, somebody that deep. Friendships are much deeper than relationships. That's why sometimes some best friends get so offended and so upset when you get married, because it's like, this guy is gonna take my place. You know what I mean? But the only difference is my man has got a penis and you don't have a penis. But if my friend had a penis, I'd probably be fucking my friend, and she looked like a guy as well. I mean,
the heartache with friendships, like a friendship breakup, is deep, man. That's deep.
It is.
That takes like a year to like get over. A man, like next week.
Years as well, because with friends you could have been friends since like primary school or high school, and you've known each other for such a long time. With a man, you could have just met him like 2-3 years ago, and he only knows you from the age that you are. So it really does cut deeper. Your friend knows where you live. Like, they can just come and burn your house down if they are crazy like that. You know what I mean? So
this is crazy. I haven't heard of this before. Please put in the comments. I actually want to know, is this a real thing that it's easier to forgive your partner than it is to forgive your friend? But I'm wondering, like, among the men, as a man, is it easier to forgive my partner?
It's easier to forgive your bros. With gents, I feel like you guys forgive each other so much quicker, because with a woman, that's why I started that statement of how you guys as men, it's like when a woman disappoints you, it's so much deeper, because like she knows almost your intimate details. You don't tell your bros your intimate details. We tell our girlfriends our intimate details. I'll tell my friends how you didn't fuck me good last week.
Yeah, your gender's too detailed with that stuff.
Because that's how we are. That's how we are.
Have to.
Yeah.
Why?
It's just part of, it's just who we are, man.
Yeah.
We leave nothing. We leave nothing out. So they know exactly that this one, no, he lays it down, and he lays it down well. So
my friends know. Oh, that's the guy with the skinny dick. Don't go back there. You know what I mean? Yep, we have. My friend will know that, but my man, dog.
Wait, okay, but to the men who are watching this, please correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like men choose to be vague with that topic.
What?
Like, oh, she was good in bed. Oh, she was bad in bed.
Because you guys assume that you're that
because your
great.
brother's going to take your girl. That's the problem. You are afraid that your friend is going to take your girl. That's the only reason why.
I don't think that's the reason.
Are you sure?
I'm not gonna go to my friends and go, yo, sex last night was amazing.
No, you do. You be like, yo, guys, Balesa, yo, Balesa came with the Guac 3000. That's what you guys do. Yeah. You really do. And if anything, guys are the ones that hype each other so much more about sexual interactions. With women, it's more of a thing of like, we're sharing stories, and like, if I didn't like something, I'll tell my girl, like, friend, like, you know, like, I know I have a friend who was like to me, oh my gosh, like, friend, my boyfriend slapped me while we were fucking. And I'm like, what? That's GBV. And then she's like, but I kind of liked it. Do you know what I mean?
And then it brings out of you that you also like that. So it's easier now to chat about stuff like that. Isn't it, though, that men don't talk about relationships that they're serious about? So a woman that he's serious about, he's not going to spread and tell, you know,
his boys.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want them to come and chop him with a stinner.
That's not the reason.
I think that's the reason.
A normal, you know, mbali. We are fine with talking.
You guys
about,
even share hands.
Yeah.
You pass hands around.
I feel like I'm being crucified here.
I mean, your gender is your gender, bruh. It might not be
Who's
you.
sharing hands?
It might not be you, but it's
Hey.
the gents. Guys, our Uber Eats is almost here. Like, that's why I keep checking my phone. Our food is almost here.
If she runs out, she's hungry. What?
No, for real. Like, for real. Men, if
Okay,
they
I don't have
say
those kind
start
of
a
friends.
relationship-
I feel like you are so shocked. Okay, guys. So I know him from high school, and
The
he was
sunny
like
slopes of Littleton.
a church guy. Like he had cell group at church. He would always be that guy with the heavy school bag with
Oh
Bibles, I'm
my.
sure, in there. But he was always recruiting students, right? So no, I was saying you were very like he was such a, I don't know if you went in our school, but
No,
like
no.
he was a very like church boy. Like, and when I say church boy, I'm saying that because you used to have cell at school, cell group. When Isaiah Reed, that guy, they shot him 20-something times. You were the guy that brought that guy to our school. Like, while we associated him, he used to have cell groups. On a Friday, we all going to be drinking at school. First of all, we eating space muffins. Abuti cell group. He's taking a group of
Guys.
people there to the amphitheater to go and preach, and So I think that's why you're so shocked with some of the things, the revelations that are happening here,
The
because
revelations.
you're a church boy. You know what I mean? And I don't expect you to like know or like this is how it goes down or this is how women feel or whatever. Like you're not, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like you are what they would have classified back then as a good guy, and good guys
Yeah.
finish last.
Hey, man, I don't know. Hey.
I don't know if good guys finish last anymore. I think the tables have turned. But still, the whole sharing girls thing, I don't know. I personally can't do that. Even beyond morals, if we're just talking about preference, it just sounds disgusting.
You don't think you and your friends would have the same type because you guys like the same things?
Exactly,
Me and
right?
my friends and I don't have the same type. No, we don't. Yeah, we don't.
Well, that's
Like-
interesting.
Wait, your
No,
friends, you and your friends have the
actually,
same type of of
no.
preferences.
Yeah, no, we actually don't.
We don't, but like, if my friend, it's very unlikely for us to find like the same guy attractive. But if I think, oh, my friend, your man is like, I'll let you know, that nose or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, if I think your man is good looking, I'll just be like, you know what, friend, when are your man? You got a good one day. Finish it at that. No more adding on to say, yo, Chami Muna, how 6-pack? No.
Yeah, no.
Like, I'll let you know once to say, like, my
You're
friend,
onto
your man is
something.
good looking. You don't need to be out here with these dusty niggas.
Wait, so you ladies like tell your friends if the guy they're interested in is unattractive? Straight from the get-go, like, yeah, no, he's not the one.
If I find him unattractive, I'll be like, yo, girl.
I think
But
I'm
did
not
you see
gonna-
those feet, though?
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say, girl, no. I won't. But I'll be like, okay, friend. I won't even say like, if you're happy, then I'm happy for you. I'm not even gonna say that. Like,
Really?
no, I won't.
You're gonna let me just go there with its crusty toes.
No, for real. If you feel that
You can
this
see
is,
the ash powdering on the ground, like, girl,
Ew.
did you see those toes, though?
if you feel that this is for you, he's for you, then I'm happy for you.
I
know?
think my friends would let me hang with that same reasoning. Like you like what you like.
You like what you like.
And
What
then-
if I'm drunk and I see him while I'm lit and I don't see her like, or I don't smell his stinky armpits at that time, and,
There's
and
a
now my
difference
friends
there.
know her
There's a
like, yo,
difference there.
Faith does not. But now I'm so drunk, I don't care, like, and like, oh, everybody's like,
No, there we put a stop immediately. We put a stop to that. But I mean, if you've been with this guy for like a long period of time, I'm not gonna say, but una 60 chomi, why are you with him? You know, I'm not gonna say that. Vibe with your man. Be with your man. Be happy. Do whatever you want. You know, we're adults, and you must really do what you want. I'm definitely not gonna say, you know, dump him because he's ugly or he's too old or he's too young, because I don't want them to say he's too young for you. You know, to me.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm not that friend. And my circle of friends, we definitely don't have the same taste in men either. So I don't think they would be after the guy that I'm with. Yeah.
Okay. I think my friends will let me hang, and I'll probably let them hang. If they're slipping, I mean, I guess because everyone likes what they like, so you and it's subjective, so you can't really go, yo, it's not the one based on your track record. this is not that's weird.
We
I
laugh
think you
about
gotta.
it tomorrow. Like
Yeah, we'll laugh about it
it's the
tomorrow.
call like chomi. And we're like, we saw last night, we didn't want to say anything. How were the rounds though? You know? And if we were good, we're like, it's for the game, you know? That's it. And then we move.
Interesting. Okay, makeup artist. I think she's Asian. She recreated Kobe Bryant's face on hers, and people are calling it blackface.
Ah, la la.
So now I'm wondering, from your guys' view, in light of hearing this headline, and I don't know if you guys have seen the video. It's a TikTok video. Is it just being a great makeup artist because it looks good?
Yeah.
She looks like Kobe, but to some degree, I can also sympathize and hear why you would say that's blackface.
You know, I saw that, nah? And I didn't even think she was Asian. Like, that didn't even cross my mind. When I saw, I'm like, oh, makeup artist, she's doing... there's even one here, Michael Jackson as well. I saw it. That blackface didn't even cross my mind. Now that you're saying blackface, I'm just like, oh, my gosh. I don't know if I don't want to say we live in a sensitive society, but like...
No, but let's ask that. Are we too sensitive?
She's a makeup artist. If she freaking made herself a monkey, people are gonna be like, she's mocking black. Some people will feel she's mocking black people. Like, she made a thingy. Yes, her face was black, but she was trying to do Kobe Bryant. If we're gonna allow her to do it, then we must allow all the makeup artists to do whatever. I get it, it's art or whatever, but like, I don't know. I just feel like when I watched it, I didn't immediately think, oh my gosh, blackface. You know, I thought, oh, okay, cool. She did that. It kind of doesn't look like him, but okay, I get it. You know, you tried type of
How
thing.
else do you showcase your talent? Like, how else? And I'm not saying we're too sensitive. Mara, sometimes we take things... Sometimes we say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. You know? We just want to comment. Like, have a look. Go into her page, check. Has she been doing this before? You know, is she trying to just showcase her work, or is she trying to make a statement? There's a difference there. And if she's trying to make a statement, then you take her up on that. But if she's just showing her work, then guys, somebody must hire her, or we tell her that, "Hey, girl, maybe try this," or you know, whatever. But I don't know. Sometimes we just...
I think also like some people that know how to, like, if you as a Caucasian person, or you look like a Caucasian person, you know how to, like, calling a black person nigger in your comedy skit is gonna get people to like wanna fight you. Like, sometimes just don't do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you know how to, like, this might come, if you get the thought, hey, this might be blackface, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, but if you do it knowing how to, I want a reaction from people, then you're gonna get a freaking reaction, period. And you must be ready for that reaction. You must
There's
be able to
people
handle.
that refuse to or prefer to have, if I'm black, and I would prefer to have a black makeup artist because she would or he would understand how to, you know, or which, for my skin color. So maybe she's just trying, and it's a big maybe, she's just trying to show that, guys, I can work with all skin types and you know, all tones. So maybe that's all she was trying to show, that I could do this. This is my art. This is, you know, my passion. You know, guys, sometimes...
Surely it's like pure artistry, because if you're going to try to do blackface with the intention of harming, you're not going to do the best Kobe Bryant we've ever seen.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I can still sympathize with why, I guess, black Americans would be touched. Like, yo, hold on. To some degree, we have to be understanding. But I fully agree with your guys' points. Like, we are becoming a tad too sensitive. Or maybe we're just more observant. There's so many things we just overlooked as kids that we question again now, right?
I don't know. I feel like social media has just opened this can of worms of, like, people being too sensitive, people being too opinionated, people putting too much explicit content online. Like, it's just a lot. There's, like, we're having an excess of everything at this point, so we must just be able to handle.
Anything goes now.
Like, at this point, we must just be able to handle.
I mean,
adapt or die.
Yeah. In light of that, soccer news in La Liga. I don't know if you guys saw the racist incident that happened at the stadium, where the crowd was calling a specific player a monkey. Whew. That stuff was painful. Seeing him break down in tears.
That right there, that is where we should, you know, focus all our energy onto situations like that.
Okay, so for me, I'm actually, I don't know, I'm kind of passionate or extreme about racism. I feel the consequence for racism, especially in South Africa, is not severe enough. But generally around the world, because when you read the update that just dropped, I think yesterday or this morning, they said the VAR referee got fired, the club has to have empty stands for the next 5 games. I don't think the punishment's severe enough. I don't think people really get it. Like when you had that whole Stellenbosch student incident, like for me, this is what I would do, and I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you guys would say. What would you do? What would your consequence be for racism? I feel like if you are racist and you do something public and blatant, you shouldn't be allowed to start a business. Your kid shouldn't be able to go to university. It should be hard for you to exist in a country that isn't racist. And the whole, let's fine them 10,000 rand and they can continue living and going on with their lives and continue going to games. I feel like that's quite pathetic. We're not addressing the issue the way it should be addressed.
But what would you prefer to have happened? Because racism is racism, right? Fine, we all understand that. The Stellenbosch issue is not very different to the La Liga issue, okay? But then here the team gets fined. And I also felt the same way. I was like, okay, so the fans aren't allowed in, blah, blah, etc. I'm like, I don't understand how that's going to hurt like the team. And it actually does, because they feed off of that energy, right? Granted, it's not enough, it's not severe enough, but what would you then suggest be the punishment, the ultimate punishment for racism, or for that particular incident where the crowd was then screaming?
This is my question. What does the player get? Because technically he's the victim, right? Where's his, I can't use the word reparations, where's his...
You know what I feel like, right? With this whole thing, even them like taking people out of, the stands and whatever. I feel like I don't want to compare two things that like shouldn't be compared, but like it's almost like I'm gonna compare it only because I want to make a point, right?
Yeah.
So it's like now if your boy hits his woman, right, and like. It's like gender-based violence and racism. It's almost. I don't want to compare, like say they're the same, but almost one and the same in a sense. If you as a man, right, are seeing another man beating a woman and you're present, right, are you gonna go and help this woman, right, because she's a victim, right?
Yeah.
And then are you gonna call out this man only in this particular moment here? Or are you going to call out every other man and use your position to be able to help men understand how this is not acceptable in the kind of world we live in?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So same with the whole race, like the whole racism, that shit that happened to this dude, right? We all as black people, we all experience racism. Like, look at ShopRite, you can be chilling there, people giving you snacks looks. You know what I mean, right? But there was this other post where this lady was like, her and her sister are not the same. Her sister's like blonde, blue-eyed, and she's like black, and she's got dreadlocks and everything. Yeah. And she's like, they went to a shop together, and it was in a very like white area, right? And a very racist white area. Now they're at the teller, and then it's her sister's turn. Her sister's in front of her, and then she was just still shopping around. So the teller doesn't see how they are together, and obviously she can't see how they're sisters, but they look like two different races. When the white sister with the blonde, blue hair comes there, she's like, hi, ma'am, how are you? Whoa, wow. She does the things and, she's like chatting away, right? And then when the black lady comes with her daughter, which is now the blonde lady's niece, right? And then that lady was just like, hi, the energy changed. Hi.
Plastic.
And it's an American story, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yes,
so
that's plastic.
So this lady like starts to be funky, treats her some type of way because she's black, right?
Yeah.
It escalates when she asks her for ID, right? And she asks her if she lives in this area. And things like that, kind of like derogatory terms, like comments that she's making. Yeah. Now there's two old white ladies behind this black woman, right? And they can see what's happening. They're not saying anything. They're quiet, right? The sister has stepped to the side. So this lady's not paying attention to this the blonde lady that was before, which is that lady's sister. So now this black woman she's explaining this. She's like, she's sitting there in this position. She's like, okay, fine. Do I react in front of my daughter and now I'm labeled the angry black woman? Or do I just sit here and take this, get my food, get whatever I need and get the fuck out of here? And then later be able to explain to my daughter how like there are people like that behave like this just because of the way that I look. But now the daughter's confused because like, that's my aunt. You just treated my aunt so nicely. Now you're going to treat my mom like shit, right? So now, as it was happening, right, the sister comes back, the white lady comes back, and then she calls her out. She calls the teller out. She's like, why are you treating her different? Why are you asking for ID? You didn't ask me for ID, blah, 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 blah. She causes a scene. She asks to see the manager, right? She asks the other ladies now, if, like, are you guys seeing what we're seeing? Yeah. And then they're also now like, oh my gosh, that's so not right. It's not fair. Boom, 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 boom. So in this whole thing, this black lady goes on to explain, it's not our duty as black people to teach white people how to treat us. As a woman, yes, if your man is beating you, it's not your responsibility at the end of the day to teach this man how to treat you as a woman. It's the men around him that are able to now step in to say, okay, this guy does not know how to treat this woman. He gets upset, he beats her up, we need to call him out, we need to call all the other gents. Same with this one as well. As a white person, if I'm seeing an injustice being done to a black person and I am present, it's my responsibility as that white person to now step in to say, okay, I'm calling out this injustice and I'm going to make a point of it so that it doesn't happen to every other black person that walks into this shop again. Because now it's a scene. It's a problem. Like, you understand? So if I feel like even with that as well, like it's going to label black people as, we want to be victims all the time or whatever. And also this guy, like, he's not going to feel that guilt. Now people are going to be fined because of, and maybe he was having a hard time, like, playing, and like, we get that. Like, some of us were in Afrikaans schools, we were playing against Afrikaans schools and stuff like that. And you deal with that. As a black child, as a black person, you must understand our history, where we come from, and you must decide, like, okay, fine, am I going to allow this to affect me? Because did he not play well afterwards? And now everybody was like, you get what I mean? Like, there's a happy, like, ending in the story. Maybe he was just an example for the world to be able to see, this area or these people in this area are still racist. But personally, it's not our responsibility as black people to continuously be fighting and saying, you guys must treat us like this. Like, no, your fellow white people that love us as black people, because I have my English teacher from high school, I still love her. She's white. I love her to this day. You know what I mean? But I know for a fact, if I was with her and somebody was treating me like racist or whatever, doing racist shit, she was going to call that person out right there and then, because that's the kind of white person she is. You get what I mean? It's not about that thing. She understands her position as a white person, and she understands her privilege, and she's not even a white person from South Africa. She's from the UK, but she's been living in SA and she doesn't even speak Afrikaans. So she's felt her own, like, colorism or racism from Afrikaans white people. So you get what I mean? So she understands, okay, this thing is like personally, I feel like racism is almost like a mental illness. As a person, like, you've been taught how to hate people based off of this. Like, bro, you're a little bit broken. Fix yourself, so you can be able to coexist with the rest of us. So I feel like it's not our responsibility as black people to continuously be fighting this battle. White people need to just really call their own people out, period.
Definitely. I hope your English teacher is actually watching this and correcting your grammar in the comments. What? That would be hilarious to see.
Why? No,
you don't have bad grammar, but like, English teachers are going to be English teachers. So I would like to see her just
correcting my grammar. What did I say that was off?
For me, you said nothing. There was nothing incorrect, but of course, English teachers are going to be like meticulous.
Yes.
I would love to see her in the comments and go, you know what?
I have her on Facebook, and she always comments on my stuff. She wishes me happy birthday every year, and I feel like that's having a relationship with her. You know her, Mrs. Barron. Yeah. Like, having a relationship like that with her. She lives in the UK. She remarried at the age of like 60 something. She's really old. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like for me, she's just like another gogo that was like in my life. Just because she's white, it doesn't make her, any different. So I feel like racism, some of us, like, we experience it, guys, but like, you must be able to control your reaction. Sometimes it's important for you to not allow people to feel like they've got power. we're not victims. Like, I don't want to ever allow my child is half black, half Indian, half colored. I don't want him to ever feel like he's a victim. Because I've had to correct him when he's like, oh, that black auntie. I'm like, your mama is a black auntie, sir. Your grandmother is a black auntie. So you need to check yourself when you're talking about black people. Right there and then, I know he'll never do something like that again. And he's never done it.
And if we can, so can they.
That's exactly my point. My point exactly.
All I'm asking is, when black person experiences racism, can he please or she please get paid? Like,
So
give the
it's
player
like
money.
it's like no,
There's
I don't
no
believe that
amount ever
because it's
enough.
like now if you're it's like that's why I made the GBV example. If your man is beating you, now you're gonna be like, at least he gives me money. You know that reel that
that's
was
good.
trending,
Right.
where the girls are like, would you rather be a millionaire and have your husband beating you, or would you rather be broke and have love? And then the
Yeah.
girls are like crying and they're
I'd
beating them
rather
up and
cry
they're on
in
a
a
yacht
jet.
and you're crying on a yacht. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's you're teaching your daughters that shit.
Yeah.
You're actually teaching your child to go find an abusive man who's got a lot of money
And be okay
because
with
you
it.
want to be abused and happy on a yacht. That's some bullshit right there, bruh. It's and also your sons. Now you're raising your sons to be able to feel like they're able to just like yes,
As long
a
as
man
I have
a man is
money,
a
I'm
protector.
fine.
You're not supposed to be inflicting pain on you're meant to be protecting me as a man in jail. That's your responsibility.
Yeah.
You need to protect. Period.
Insider news, 15 people die in Hammanskraal from cholera. Cholera in 2023.
That's actually really funny because, like, not funny, but like, it's so funny that you mentioned that because last night I was watching this show on Netflix called Designated Survivor. I don't know if you guys have
Excellent
watched
show.
it.
Yes.
Where that guy became the president of the United States because somebody blew up the Capitol,
Yeah.
and then now all of a sudden he used to be like a architect. Now all of a
Yeah.
sudden he's the president, and
Yeah.
he has to like do all these presidential things. And last night's episode, it was one where this rich pharmaceutical guy had this this antivirus because this one town, which is a population of black people, was now suffering with like a simple disease like that, you know, and it was affecting the area. And now the president sent people there, and then in order for them to get so the doctor who's now doing the whole they're managing the situation there. She's like, no, there's this guy who's a pharmacist. He's got this drug. They used it to treat cancer, but at some point they realized it can treat this H1 whatever virus that's affecting the people in this area. I know he's got 10,000 virals. If we can get those 10,000 virals here, we can test them out and then maybe assist the people, right? The president meets with this guy, explains to him what to do. Americans need your service. They need you to help. As the president, I'm asking you, can you supply us with these 10,000 viruses? That guy says, yes, Mr. President, I got you, right? The next day, there's a press conference. This guy, he's saying, Anna, he's not going to be supplying the president or the people there. Not a press conference. They hit up the president. They let him know that guy took those viruses and sold them to rich people. The rich people that are in a neighboring country and these neighboring state, and they're white people, right? So now the president is now getting involved again to say, dude, you promised us 10,000. Now you're saying you're selling that you're like, he's now saying, the pharmacist is now saying, he must triple the price. He's tripling the price of the drug because people are willing to pay for the drug. The rich people are willing to pay for the drug. And unfortunately, the poor people in that state cannot afford it. You know what I mean? So now the president had to now realize, like, it's a situation, it's that thing, okay, it's racist. Yes, that's the clear thing.
Yeah.
You're selling it to the white people because the white people can afford it. The black people can't afford it. But at the same time, you're allowing this entire state of people to suffer and die all because you want more money. You know what I mean? So it ended up being a situation where they went on the media and like that guy they ended up finding out he's got more stash of the stuff to help everyone. The president obviously intervened and like helped and got this guy to actually like fucking serve these people this aid that they needed. But it's the same thing like that. Like cholera is something that can be treated, guys. But is it because the people in Hammanskraal are poor that they're not receiving the treatment? Is it because they cannot afford it? Is it because they don't see them as like an important society because it's Hammanskraal, you know what I mean? People, if it was in Joburg, that shit would have been available. People would be able to go get it at the pharmacy, you understand, to treat the cholera. But like, what's going? It's water. The water's contaminated.
Yeah.
What is our government doing to make sure the poor people there are able to get clean water?
Yeah. So then who should be jailed?
Who?
Someone should be. In my view, I would say someone must be jailed.
No, I agree. We've
Our
got an executive.
municipalities get away with so much. Nobody's going to jail.
Of course, no one's going to jail, but
Money will be released or supposedly released for those, for a cure or for assistance, mid-aid somehow. But, people will continue dying.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to go to jail for it.
That's my issue. Where government is involved, I feel like if if people lose their lives because of someone's negligence or corruption or greed or whatever, people should be jailed.
But that's your opinion. That's not the opinion of whoever's in charge, the person that's making the rule. We don't know what his opinion is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there are people in your state, in one of your provinces, that are suffering because Metsi, the water is not clean, what are you as our leader, as our executive doing about it to make sure that people are not dying?
Yeah.
Do you understand? We trust you. We are the ones that are saying, this is our leader. So lead us. Lead us so that we do not perish.
Yeah. Okay, let's wrap this up with a would you rather. I don't know if you guys know. Do you guys know Squadcast?
What?
Don't you know Squadcast? You've never heard of it? Oh, they do great would you rathers. So I have to ask you guys this. And please also put your answers in the comments below. Would you rather be good at something you hate versus good at something you hate versus terrible at something you love?
I'd rather be good at something I hate. Because that's such a lonely place to be terrible at something that you love. Imagine being a DJ, but you're terrible.
You know what I thought?
And you love it.
Imagine
like, no.
being an artist and you love being an artist, but you suck.
Like you suck, and there's no help for
Nje.
you. Yeah, no.
So pick one.
It's not worth it.
You'd rather be good at something you hate.
Yeah, you can. I mean, we do that every single day at work.
I think one thing we hate is just working, and like we are very good at working.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's your choice?
Being good at something that I hate, which is
Being
work.
good at something that you hate. Okay.
Not necessarily being a DJ, just like working, the work of life, Nje.
I mean, I
Waking
would have
up and
said hate,
bathing.
but I love that. So
You would have said what?
nothing.
What? Hate.
Did you say? I heard something else.
Yeah.
I heard head.
You
but
love to work. Oh, head. Girl.
Well,
You need a shot
it's
of
in the
tequila.
recording.
I mean, no, I was saying that I like administering hate. I enjoy it.
Oh, we went there.
So I can't say that I hate it. So I want to be good
Would
at
you
it.
rather have bomb pussy or be good, be good at head and have terrible vagina, like your sex is whack, or have the opposite, like that?
I think a guy can do without hate. Hey, I need this to be good because the end goal is like great intercourse, right? It's
And
great sex.
the end goal is reproduction, actually.
Aye.
No, that is the point of sex is to procreate, guys.
Yes, that's the whole point, right?
Yes.
But for me, like, if I didn't, how many men are getting like bad head a day? Like, y'all know. Like, sometimes you're like, "Hi, baby, I know it was fine. Let's move on to something else." Men get
I
bad
think
head
any
every
head is
single
great
day.
head for a nigga.
Wait, say
Any
that again?
head is great head.
I've had friends who've told me that no,
He says he
they've
agrees.
received-
He's like, yeah, she's right.
They've received
Any
bad
head
head.
is great head.
There's okay. I think it's
she's
okay.
fucking sucking your dick, bro. That's amazing. The fact that you've got her down there, the teeth
Is-
on her, you can just be like, oh, let's
They
eat,
like
let's
okay.
eat.
No, I've had guy friends. Like most of my friends are men, and they told me that sometimes we can just do without it.
Is
like
it?
you guys aren't as good as
Great
you think
as
you are.
yeah. Look, you're also not great at
With
fucking.
the women on top
sometimes.
thing, this is what you guys need to learn how to do, etc., etc. So I'm like, why aren't you telling the women? But anyway, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely, I would rather be
good at
great
something
at something that I hate.
And
Yeah.
good at something you hate. I think I'd also go with good at something you hate. This has been another edition of Before You Weekend. Ellen, thank you so much. Fae Fae, DJ Fae Fae, thank you for coming through. Please
for
tell the
having
people where you
me.
are this weekend because you're always busy.
You said this
everywhere.
is going live tomorrow, right?
Going live tomorrow.
So tomorrow I'm doing a birthday celebration in Mainland. If you are in Pretoria, if you guys are in Pretoria,
Friday
come
the
through.
26th.
Yes. I'm doing a birthday celebration. As DJs, we do birthday tours. So obviously I had to do one in my hometown. I've got a dope lineup. Zandy, Cyan Bougie, freaking DJ Jaws. Who else is on that? DJ Sandy, Big Sky. Yeah, it's going to be a really dope lineup. Everybody's going live from midnight. So yeah, pull up. And then Saturday, I'm doing Vodacom. Why do I keep saying Vodacom? Red Bull. Red Bull Unlocked. They're doing something at Victoria Yards. So I have a radio show on Saturdays with YFM. Instead of doing the show in studio, we're going to be doing it at the actual
Nice.
Red Bull Unlocked. So if you are going to be at Victoria Yards on Saturday, the 27th, you're going to see me. Come to the YFM booth. Come say hi. And after that, I've got Altitude Beach in Four Ways. We are doing Famous Friends. Yeah, that's my weekend. Sunday, I'm taking it easy. I have my child on weekends, so I probably am going to take him back to his daddy. But yeah, that's me. At DJ Fae Fae on Instagram, DJ_Fae Fae on Twitter. And if people want to get on YFM, female DJs, hip-hop artists, the email address is djfaefae@yfm.co.za. Because I know people always ask, but there they have it.
It's been good, guys. It's before your weekend. See you next week. Peace out.